Hey there you guys, it's me Crystal, and yes, I do still have Christmas lights going up my stairs. I figured the lights are probably about to die anyway, so I might as well just play them out and just leave them up until they die. So since I started off this month by doing the cover reveal for Whisper, I thought it would be fun to end the month by doing the AuthorTube work in progress tag for it. If you want to see the Winter Siren edition that I did at this tag, I will link it below. So question number 1, what is the working title of your book? The working title is the title, it is Whisper. And just like last time, I have a project that I am editing, and I have a project that I am brainstorming / outlining / taking notes for. This video, of course, is going to be the one that I am editing because it is still way too soon to be talking about the new one. Question number 2, where did the idea from your book come from? So I've been going back and forth a little bit of how much I want to say about the inspiration for the story. It is technically a retelling and in true me fashion. I just kind of take the material and just do whatever I want with it. But the idea for this actually came from some movie adaptations that I had watched, and in every single adaptation, the same really irritating character just always gets to be a jerk and get off scot-free. And I was just angry, and I was ranting to a friend who I don't think was listening to me because we were in a bookstore and she was looking at stuff, and I was just ranting. And as I was ranting, I just kept thinking, why does she never die? She never dies, no one ever kills her. The consequences, if there are already consequences, are always extremely minimal. And finally I was just you know what, I'm a writer. Why not I just do it? I'll write into her book and then I'll kill her. So this was in 2013, and this entire idea sprouted into being because I wanted to kill this one character. Of course, I changed everybody's names because the nature of the retelling is that this is the same family, but it is many, many years later, and so they wouldn't have the same names, but this character embodies that character. And as the story grew, my need for this character to die, did lessen, and I did get to the point where I'm I'm only going to kill this character off if, the story requires that she dies. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Question number 3, what is the genre of your work in progress? It is paranormal. Yeah, just straight up fun, darkness, paranormal. Question number 4, choose the actors for the movie rendition. For this particular project, that did not even cross my mind. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if I can pick anybody. Because I'm thinking about, my main character, Jade, and I'm just I don't know. I don't care. I said in my last tag, I don't normally do this. And I don't normally do this because I have no idea. And I'm drawing a complete blank for everyone. Question number 5, give a 1-sentence synopsis of your book. Whisper is about Jade. Jade has been hearing voices since she was 5, and she was told that she was schizophrenic, but it turns out she's not schizophrenic. The voice in her head is real. Is that 1 sentence? I think it is. 6, will your book be self-published or represented by an agency? It will be self-published with the rest of my books. And I am so excited to add it to my shelf because I just feel like my book collection is growing and they're all so pretty. Question number 7, how long did it take you to write the first draft of your book? So for this question, I don't know if I should include the entire length of time I've been working on this book because originally, and I think I mentioned this in the How I Take Notes video because I used the story as a model, but I started writing this story in 2013. I think I got maybe a page in, and then I set it aside, and then in 2014, I got, I think 4 chapters done. Maybe 5, and then I was oh, this isn't working. And then I picked it back up, I want to say in June of last year. So not including all the false starts, it took me from around the beginning or middle of June through to the end of October, the very end of October, to write the first draft. So that was about 4 months. Question number 8, what other books would you compare your story to? Again, this is such a hard question to answer. I don't know. Can I compare it to something I wrote? I keep looking at my bookshelf like it's going to help me answer this question, and it just isn't. So question number 9, who or what inspired you to write this book? I don't know, I think this idea came about when I was starting to realize that the reason why I was struggling with some of my books was because all my main characters were boring me. Like, I went through a period of time where I was just like, why is every single other character in my book like more interesting than the main character of the book? So even though this idea is a retelling, I don't know how much, you know, the source material inspired the story. It was pretty much just that one character who was getting on my nerves, and like this need to have like a really like dark main character. If you've read any of my books, then you know all my main characters are dark, but I got this idea before I got the idea for my first 2 books that are published. And so this story idea was born out of the need to have a main character who I didn't feel the need to like make her like a good person or like, you know, happy. So I think the timing for writing this is actually really good because I have other stories now with, you know, main characters who are dark and they kind of live in like a gray area. Jade is not as much in a gray area as the main characters of my other 2 published books. But for the time I got this idea, she was like wildly different. And question number 10, last question. What else about your book might pique the reader's interest? I feel like the source material would pique people's interest because it's just really popular. It's not like Swan Lake, where like some people are really familiar with it, and some people have like a vague idea of it, and some people have probably never heard of it. I'm pretty sure just about everybody has heard of this, and I've already run into a little tiny bit of a problem trying to explain it to a friend who is a big fan of the source material, as am I. And this friend, you know, found herself unable to stop herself from telling me what she thinks I should do with the book. And you know, how I should deal with certain characters and whatnot. But also something that I found really interesting is that, you know, the story is, you know, it's about family. You know, Jade has 2 brothers, and they used to be, you know, pretty close. They used to play together. She has a twin brother, and then she has an older brother by a couple of years. And it's kind of like as they've gotten older, they just have kind of drifted apart. And even though they all still care about each other, like they barely talk to each other anymore. And so I don't know, I was kind of surprised to find as I was writing the story how much about family it is. I knew it had a family theme from the beginning, just like with the office dynamics, and you know, her brothers, like they have these really cushy jobs and like she's a receptionist. So I don't know, I think that's really interesting and I'm really excited about it. So as usual, these kind of videos are always so much fun to make, and if you're a writer, I definitely recommend trying it, and if you do, let me know. And that's all I have for this video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.